tonight.
Hang on.
I'm just preluding, Bob. By the way, one person didn't know about the rosaries. We collect rosaries. You know, you donate and they send you a rosary. You got extras. Put them right in this box, and Mary Pat is going to take them with her on her missions to Guatemala and whenever, because the people there, they don't have rosaries. So please feel free to bring them in, any extra rosaries. Okay, I think we really need to talk about how we can lose weight and how we can keep it off. Some of these you might say, are you kidding me, Ellen? You're going to bring this up again. Because, you know, I talked about making excuses, and I've done it myself. Believe me, I am the facilitator, but I'm a member. Thanksgiving, here's what happens. We try to cut back, we go to Thanksgiving, and even if you have a few things, your body hangs on to it. It's not used to the sodium. You might say, how could I gain a couple pounds? I didn't eat that much. We're going to talk about that tonight. But what we have to do is exercise. I know you don't want to hear the word. I've gotten up at 5 every morning. For 2 straight weeks, I won't miss riding that bike in the morning. I feel better. Here it says 5 30-minute sessions a week. There are people who aren't doing 1 30-minute session a week. We need to do something. Even the weights, you know, I got out the 1.5 pound weights. I'm on the bike and I'm going like this. Please think about it. And if you just don't want to think about it over the next 4 weeks, begin to start to think about January. Begin to say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to survive December, but in January, I'm going to get the weights out. In January, I'm going to ride the bike. I think you should start now, because otherwise, you'll be in even more trouble. The more muscle you have, the more calories you burn. So you build up those leg muscles, you build up those arm muscles, you can eat maybe 100 more calories a day and not gain weight. A book called Strong Women Stay Slim, it's women or men, say that those who worked with weights lost 44% more fat than those who only dieted. 44%, that's a lot. And it's not hard to sit there, even watching TV, building those arm muscles. Just think about doing something. I swear, I think we come here and then we leave, and then we don't think about it again until we come back, and then we think, well, I'm going to do it next week, and then we think, well, what about next month, and what about January? And we're people in a weight loss group. Imagine what the general public is doing. Nothing. We need to keep those food logs. I cannot tell you how many people didn't have a food log tonight, because guess what the reason was? Because it was Thanksgiving. I already said that you didn't have to write down Thanksgiving. Those of you who were here last Wednesday, I said, you don't have to write down Thanksgiving. We have to keep the logs, because and a couple people wrote leftovers. Leftovers? No. Now, leftovers can be a huge plate of stuffing and gravy and mashed potatoes, and odds are it was if you're writing leftovers, because if it was like a piece of lean turkey with some lettuce on the side, you wouldn't have written leftovers. Now, the thing is, I'm not doing you any favors by allowing you to write leftovers, because you're fooling yourself into thinking, if there's a person here who has not either omitted on their log or not been truthful about every single thing. Now, there are a few people, I could call on you. I'll say, your log is so beautiful, so detailed. They're the ones who have lost the most weight and have kept it off. Everything I eat, no matter if I eat a piece of my sister's pumpkin pie, I put on this log. I don't write leftovers. I write what it is. I own it. That's when you know, you look at your thing and you say, geez, I gained 2 pounds, there it is. Because some people are gaining 3 pounds and it looks like they should be, starving themselves as far as their log goes, because they're not writing it all down. Or else they should go to the doctors right away. Also, we need to focus on being healthy and not being thin. The other day at work, I said to this guy who sits next to me, I said, I don't know how I could be so fat and so hungry. And he said, fat? You're not fat. And I went, I might leave him for my husband for him. I can't believe he said that. He said I wasn't fat. Are you kidding?
I've said that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm telling tales now. But the thing is, I keep thinking, oh, I gotta lose this last 30 pounds. I've done well. I've kept it off. I'd like to lose more weight. All my numbers are good. Cholesterol, blood pressure, no onset diabetes. I shouldn't be beating myself up so bad mentally. We should be healthy. Yeah, if I lose 30 more pounds, great. And the reason I want to do that too is to build the buffer. You know what I mean about the buffer? You know, if 200's right here and you weigh 198, odds are you go to Thanksgiving, you might go over that hill. But you weigh 170, you could have the whole turkey, and you probably won't weigh 200 the next day. So I want to build the buffer. I think number 5 is the most critical thing of all. Find out why. That's one of the things we've talked about here at Pray It Up. Why, when we have a stressful day, do we want the chips? Why are we always thinking about cookies and candies? Why? Then it says join a support group. Here's a free one right here. You're welcome to come. We are in the support group. Remember I talked about portion control? How many of you ate your Thanksgiving dinner in a lean cuisine dinner dish? Raise your hand if you did. None of us did. None. That's okay. That's Thanksgiving. But let's look at the rest of the days in between. Here's what I did. My husband and I said, let's look at December. All right, this day I'm going to the Frank's house to play games, but we're having taco soup. Okay, this day we're going to a party, but I don't like their food. I'm not worried about that. I won't tell you who it is. It's nobody here. Okay, then I said Christmas Day. I'm going to eat what I want on Christmas Day. The rest of the days in between, I don't have to be snacking on cookies because I know I got Christmas. If you look at this, the whole month of December and you say, I'm going to eat whatever I want every single day, my gosh, the first meeting of Pray It Off, I'll have to get a scale that goes over 400 or something. You know, we have to call the line. We have to say, pick our days that we're going to eat. Lose weight slowly with small changes. Lose a pound, keep it off. If you keep saying, I'm going to starve myself, and then you lose 3 pounds, you're like, yeah, I lost 3 pounds. And then the next week you're like, oh, I really starved myself. I need more food. Then the next week you gain that 3 pounds back. Isn't it better just to eat a little less and lose 1 pound, and then the next week keep that 1 pound off, maybe stay the same, and then the next week lose 1 pound. In the end, you would have lost 2 pounds instead of gaining and losing the same 3 pounds. Try to think about that. Eating slowly. How many times have you ate things and afraid you had to give yourself the Heimlich on your own kitchen chair because you're shoving it in your mouth so fast? No one is taking that food away from us. We're not 10 years old on the playground with some kid trying to grab our Snickers bar. We're at our own dinner table. I don't know. Some people have pretty big families. Maybe the kids are trying to shove it out of your hand, but I don't think so. We need to eat slowly. Chew the food, and then you're less hungry. Also, one of the things I think we can get in trouble with here is we say we've changed our bad habits because we're not eating fatty foods, but we're fooling ourselves eating all the sugar-free, fat-free. You know, I didn't have regular chips. I just had a bag of Sun Chips. Take a look at the back, figure out the calories, figure out the sodium. Yeah, maybe it's better than the bag of Lay's, but it's still a bag of Sun Chips. Be careful fooling yourself with that. Okay, Bob.